Next thing, clickbait.
Clickbait.
The next story we got Uncle Biden, and you know that we're we're not we hate politics on this damn show, but we find ourselves talking about it here and there. And I think many people believed in the last election, regardless of what side of the fence that you lean on, that it was kind of a lesser of two evils, no matter who you voted for, right? Democrats, many people weren't really behind Biden, and so he's got a lot of critics out there. And today, I mean, what we're talking about is one of the main things that's got people up in arms about Biden today. And, you know, most of our audience probably supports Joe Biden. You know, we have been very big critics of a lot of Republicans, not because because we're in a certain tax bracket, but because a lot of them do some shady shit. But all politicians do shady shit.
100%. And on the Podheads web show, everybody can get it.
Everybody. Anyway, shots fired. Okay, so Uncle Biden here. I think we got a fancy picture of him with the IRS. Look at that. Look at that. Handsome, old. He looks like a mummy, this guy. He does. Anyway, so Biden's proposed legislation would allow the IRS to have more information basically on all Americans' accounts with more than $600 in their bank account. So do you have $600 in your account? Yeah. Have you ever had $600 in your account? Basically, his proposed legislation will make it so that you are now on the IRS's radar, and I'll explain. Back in April 2021, back in this month, April 28th, the Biden administration announced the American Families Plan. So under his proposed legislation, the IRS would have more information on financial accounts that had $600 in any transactions, whether it was transfer, movement, deposits, anything like that. So basically, anybody with a bank account at some point is going to have some $600. Anybody who's got a job and a bank account is going to be on the IRS's radar. Now, I know I see JB's face there. So this is all part of his, economic relief $1 trillion tax plan. But it's got a lot of kickback. Thoughts?
Yeah,
I'll give you more information.
I just saw the Met Gala. I know you see wearing a tax the rich dress. Like, I thought it wasn't for us. This is us. This is us against the rich. Like, what are we doing? So now anybody. $600. I make that transaction every day, every 2 days, every week, every month. So now what? Now the IRS is coming after me more. Like, what is the fuck? What does this mean?
Okay,
and
so
it's not just like
they won't tell you how much you owe.
And it's not that you have 600 in the account. If there's any movement that adds up to $600 or more, so if you Zelle, Cash App, Venmo,
which we all do,
anything like that.
So look, we all know the whole idea behind this.
It was $10,000 before. Now they're trying to
make $600. So the whole idea behind this, by the way. Shout out to my mom. My mom is on.
Mama.
We love you, Mom. Thank you for checking us out. So anyway, basically, the whole idea behind this, we all know that we're in a hell of a deficit, trillions by the trillions. The whole idea behind this is to start trying to close that gap, collect on that deficit. Now, everybody knows that the biggest crooks out there, the biggest people evading taxes, are making movements a lot more than $600.
Yes.
Let me say this. According to the Treasury Department, the proposal will reduce tax evasion and improve collection of taxes that are already due, generating an estimated $460 billion in tax revenue over 10 years. He's proposed to spend $10 billion. He's proposed to spend $10 billion. $80 billion. So he wants to increase the IRS's budget to $80 billion so that he can make this supposed $460 billion in tax revenue over 10 years. So it's being suggested that it's going to offset the $3.5 trillion reconciliation project that Biden is on right now. Biden is trying to make a piece of that back.
It feels like an attack on us. Like, to be quite honest.
Well, the Treasury Department does say. Let me give you these two facts real quick, so you have all the information. Treasury Department does say that the extra data is being sought to target high earners who underreport their tax liabilities. So they want to keep it low so that people can't move so easily, right?
Okay.
The administration says that the audit rates will not rise relative to recent years for those with under $400,000 of annual income. So if you're not moving more than $400,000 annually, you're not going to get audited any quicker than you would have if you're making $30,000.
Okay.
So basically what they're doing is, okay, so this guy reported that he made 10 grand this year, or he made $100 million this year, but he's been moving $250 million.
That's the spirit. That's the spirit of it. But it would apply to all businesses and personal accounts with financial institutions, bank loans, investment accounts, anything over $600 in any of those accounts.
Yeah, my lean is like, everybody. This is how he gets to everybody, right? I want to tax the rich. I think the deficit can be fixed by a lot.
Yeah, there's millions of billionaires. There's people out there, not
exactly. So maybe this is a clickbait. $600 and we'll come get you. Yeah, it feels like an attack, but if this is how I get to those billionaires, so they pay their due, then so be it.
So you're okay with it. So you don't think it's a little bit overreaching? Because I love the idea of going after these guys. We've complained about it before. The less than 1% control like 90% of the wealth. And these guys avoid paying taxes by moving their money offshore and moving it around because, they run through loopholes. And that's not fair.
Right.
It's not fair. And you know what I mean? So before I go on a crazy rant about it, the point is I love the idea of it, but I do... The word slippery slope does come to mind when you start thinking about 600, exactly, right? Things like the Patriot Act, things that are meant to protect us are also invading our privacy. Taking away our rights and freedom.
Yeah, this rubs me a little bit that way. But, justify, what is it, the means justify the ends or whatever the hell is.
That's dangerous talk, though, bro. When you speak about the government, the means justify the ends. I don't ever want to hear that when I'm talking about my government.
Here? Do I sound Russian? I don't know.
Yeah. Call me over here. You got to charge your phone, JB. I just saw a battery thing pop up. Anyway.
We got 3 minutes.
Yeah. So, I mean.
I personally, I'm out.
You're out. You don't like it either.
And I agree with listen, do we need to, it's one of those weird things, like people say, oh, well, let's tax the rich. Tax everybody. Everybody got to pay taxes, right? But if they did away, like you said, with all these loopholes and all this shit that allows rich people to hide their money and slide money and get away with not paying taxes on this, that, and the third, then I'm in. Get rid of that shit. But, like you said, am I willing to give up my freedom of saying, this is my shit. I don't want nobody, you know what I mean? I don't do anything illegal. So it's not like I have to worry about them finding something. But at the same time, it's none of their fucking business.
Yeah. And that's what a lot of people say. I love that you say that because a lot of people, and you hear it all the time, it's the same people that say, well, the guy wouldn't have gotten shot by the cops if he wouldn't have freaking caused no trouble, right? So the idea of, well, if you got nothing to hide, then what are you worried about? Right. It doesn't matter. No. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't be looking at my shit.
That's true.
And let me tell you, other Democrats, other politicians are up in arms about this. Representative Brett Guthrie, along with representatives from 9 other states, wrote letters to Nancy Pelosi and the IRS commissioner saying that the plan would infringe on the privacy of millions of Americans. You see the tweet right there? Yeah. President Biden wants to know what's in your bank account.
Yeah, pretty much, man.
Like, it is an overreach and a violation of privacy. I'm not feeling it. I like the idea, but I was gonna say, Cash said before it was at 10,000. So why they upped it, I don't know.
Yeah.
The way I look at it, at the end,
lowered it. Excuse me. Yeah, why they lowered it, I don't know.
600 is a huge fucking jump. But like the old saying says, right? If you are willing to give up your freedom for security, you deserve neither.
Hey, there
we
you go.
shouldn't have to give up our freedoms to feel like shit is safe and we're being treated fairly. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, and I used to be of the other side. We've had this conversation in the past, Cash, about, well, if you're doing nothing wrong, then what's the big deal? Sure. Obviously, I've had a change of heart. It is what it is.
The older you get, the more you see. Yeah. Listen, Bitcoin.
Hey, there you go. The new gold standard.
Yes, for real.
What's up, everybody? It's your boys Frank the Tank and JB Perez from the Podheads Web Show. Here to remind you to hit that like and subscribe button. Also, hit the alerts button if you want to find out every time we drop some new fire.
Yeah, that's right. And we're dropping new videos every day at 4:20. So if you like what you saw, click here or here for more content from the Podheads.